Hello, and welcome to another episode of PodcastDX, the show that brings you interviews with people just like you, whose lives were forever changed by a medical diagnosis. I'm Lita.
I'm barely awake.
You're what?
I'm Jean Marie.
Oh.
And I'm wondering why I'm here.
Yeah.
Well,
I am Ron.
I'm glad you're all here. Well, today
Yes.
we're going to do something that we love.
Oh my gosh, we're doing a tasting menu at PodcastDX. What are we eating?
We're going to do a roundtable conversation with just the three of us. No guests today.
Okay.
And we're going to do a deep dive into a topic that affects everyone.
Food?
Yeah. We're talking about why exercise.
I'm glad he said that because I was going to throw something out there that was not appropriate. And
We'd have to go beep, beep?
no. It was just, it doesn't affect everyone. It doesn't even affect me, but I thought it was funny. But yeah. Okay. My sense of humor
is
is
dry.
droll.
We're going to talk about why exercise is essential for health at every age, from childhood to older adulthood, and how recreational therapy offers endless ways to stay active, engaged, and motivated.
My ears, I don't think I heard you right. Did you say something about extra fries?
Extra fries. Exercise.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
So, folks, this episode is brought to you by Veteran Med Supplies, providing high-quality incontinence products for veterans and families. Please visit veteranmedsupplies.com for more information.
Let's start with a myth. Exercise doesn't have to mean sweating in a gym, wearing Lycra, or even torturing yourself with countless hours on a treadmill.
Can I hear an amen to that one?
Yeah, definitely.
Exercise simply means moving your body with purpose, okay? Walking, dancing, gardening, even stretching, it all counts.
Exactly. And as recreational therapists, we know that movement is just one dimension. Exercise could be social, emotional, cognitive, even spiritual. It can be fun, meaningful, and tailored to anyone. Really, anyone.
All right, so let's touch on the basics. We always hear exercise is good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why? Okay. Moving your body improves almost every system that you have. Your heart gets stronger, your muscles work better, and even your balance improves, which is very, very important as we age.
Yes.
Yes, we're going through that now. You can start noticing you can get up from a chair more easily, carry groceries without huffing and puffing, or climb stairs without even thinking about it. Actually, it also keeps your brain sharp. When you move, your blood flow increases. It brings oxygen and nutrients that help your memory and attention. And honestly, regular movement just makes people happier. Your mood lifts, it increases, your sleep gets better and deeper, and everything just works better. And on the flip side, exercise lowers the risk of all kinds of problems. Fewer falls, less joint stiffness, less depression, and fewer chronic diseases. It even keeps people from becoming socially isolated because so many activities involve being around other people.
And here's something people forget. Exercise triggers neuroplasticity. Movement helps the brain form new connections, which matters whether you're 8 years old or 88 years old.
Right. Movement literally keeps the brain alive. Now let's talk about recreational therapy. Because when people hear exercise, they think of punishment. And rec therapy, it reframes it as engagement.
I love the way you have it written in here, but it's so true. We actually sneak exercise into leisure. I'm going to give you a quick, a few years back when we were doing some therapies in our pool, the physical therapists are with their students in there doing stretching and this and that. And, they're in the water, they're having fun. But we also had a basketball hoop in the pool. And rather than, the physical therapist stretching their arms and legs and this and that, I had the students taking the balls and taking shots in the pool. They weren't getting the same type of exercise that they were getting from PT, but they were stretching their arms. They were getting the exercise that we're talking about,
Hmm.
and they were having fun doing it. So as it's written here, we tend to sneak in exercise into leisure.
Right.
When people are dancing to oldies, laughing through balloon volleyball, or enjoying a nature walk, they don't realize that their body's actually benefiting from what they're doing.
Right. Right.
Cheer yoga feels relaxing. Tai Chi, it builds balance without intimidating people. And gardening works muscles gently while connecting people to something that they enjoy doing.
And pool exercise is very easy on the joints. So,
Mhm.
like you were saying, the volleyball in the pool, that's really good.
And drumming circles are one of my favorites. Rhythm improves coordination and focus, and people have a blast. And actually, they do drumming with actual drumsticks in one of the fitness classes at one of the gyms that I belong to.
Then you have to invite me to one of your
Oh,
drumming classes.
Yeah, one of my next drumming circle. You're on top of the list.
All right.
Scavenger hunts, partner stretching, aquatic therapy, as Ron was alluding to. These are all activities that work physical, social, and cognitive domains without feeling like a workout at all.
Right. And I am going to add one other thing, and it's going to be a plug for my scuba diving organization, Dive Heart, where we work with children, adults, and veterans with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Folks are getting aquatherapy,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they're doing something either they used to do or have found since their disability or their diagnosis, and it's benefiting from them emotionally too, which I'm sure we'll touch on. But if you think about fitness, kids, they don't think about that. They think about fun. And what we try to do is incorporate the things that we're talking about that include fitness into fun activities.
But when we were younger, you and I, the old people, when the old people were younger, kids really did go outside and have fun and run and jump and play and all that.
Well, that was before the PlayStations and everybody's got a phone nowadays, and times have shifted, things have changed, and there's more focus on more sedentary activities. But you're absolutely right. I mean, that old saying about we didn't come home to the street lights went on, and there's truth to that. We would go out, we might come home and grab lunch or something like that. But during the summer when school was out, we were playing ball all day or riding our bikes or at the park, just doing what kids do. And we were doing exactly what we're talking about in this round table. We were not exercising, but movement. We were having fun doing something that was benefiting us both health-wise and emotionally.
Yeah. I kind of miss those days.
Right. For younger people, again, I'm talking about this, the movement, it boosts their motor development, it boosts their social skills, their self-confidence, which seems to get lost a lot, their emotional regulation, and of course their attention, because they're being more active, they're being more attentive to what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Right. RT, recreational therapy, fits beautifully here. You could build obstacle courses that build coordination. You could jump rope and have games like that. That improves stamina, like a cardiovascular thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bike riding teaches you balance and independence. Swimming, hiking, and dancing, kids learn early that movement is joyful and that feeling of joy can carry into adulthood.
And as adults, we tend to maybe get caught up in the too busy trap. You have work, you have school, you have kids, you have stress, you have appointments.
Mm-hmm. But actually, it's the benefits, arguably, who benefit the most. Exercise reduces chronic diseases. It improves bone density. It supports mental health. It also increases or enhances, productivity. It helps with your sleep, manages your weight, which seems to be a struggle for a lot of people, and also helps to lower anxiety and depression.
And recreational therapy friendly options for busy adults include walking meetings. So, and I've seen people like in big businesses that have like those ponds in their
Mhm.
by their, and you'll see people walking around that pond at lunchtime, but they're walking in pairs or triplets. So they're talking as they're walking, and that kind of makes the time go quicker. And I guess it's okay to have walking meetings where you can, instead of sitting behind a desk, say, hey, let's go outside and walk around the pond and talk about whatever the meeting is about. And you need to take stretching breaks often. You're sitting behind a desk all the time. You got to get up and stretch your calves, especially to reduce blood clots in your legs. Gardening is always a good option for busy adults. You get home and you do a little gardening. Getting your hands in soil and planting things is shown to be a dopamine enhancer, right? Dancing, like couple dancing courses, or just dancing with your partner at home,
or just dancing around the house with your kids.
Yeah.
Put on some music and everybody get in there.
Yep. Short home workouts, like some people have workout machines or workout equipment at their house, or a yoga mat, and they might follow along with the online program. But all you need are short time, like 10 or 20 minutes worth, and that is enough to make a change in your body.
Exactly.
If you have access to it, water aerobics is really good because it helps build your bone structure by having resistance against it, the pressure of the water, but it's easy on your joints because the water is buoyant. Another option would be group fitness, and sometimes there'll be like a fitness class at your local gym that you could go to, and this way you're doing it with other people. You don't feel like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? You kind of watch other people and you get the idea and kind of eases you into things. VR-based fitness activities. We had a set of virtual reality.
We still have.
Okay.
Yep.
That you could actually watch yourself virtually moving through.
You can do,
a
boxing,
forest.
dancing, walk through a forest.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to be consistent.
No matter
Right.
what you do.
Whatever you do. Right.
So here's the deal. God, I sound like I'm selling a car, right?
Mhm.
No, it's movement. Everything Lita's talking about, everything that we've been discussing, movement, it's essential, especially as you age. Exercise is the number one predictor of independence in older adulthood. If you can walk, stand, and transfer safely, you can stay independent longer. And we see a lot of this. And now that people are living longer, the more movement they incorporate into their life early on and continue. And again, it does not have to be intensive or
It
high
could just
stress.
be 10 or 15 minutes.
Exactly. But the more movement, the more consistent you are with moving your body, it's keeping you physically more active and cognitively more aware. It's going to allow you to keep your independence longer.
Right. Because movement reduces your fall risk, osteoporosis risk. It reduces joint stiffness. It improves your overall cardiovascular health. So it reduces heart disease, cognitive decline, and even social withdrawal.
Sure. And older adults benefit tremendously from recreational therapy-based movement. There is chair-level Tai Chi, where you use a chair, you sit on a chair.
Or use it for balance.
Or use it for balance, right. There's resistance band exercises instead of weights, because they can be a little bit easier
depends,
until you work up to something. They have guided stretching activities or indoor walking clubs, water walking clubs, slow dancing, even those beanbag tosses.
Mhm.
What do they call them? They call that game
Bags
bags. Yes,
or
yes.
cornhole.
Yeah, or how about good old horseshoes?
Exactly. I think that's been lost. That's the older generation in us.
Oh, okay. And the horseshoes are not attached to the horses. You could have pet therapy walks or gentle yoga, and best of all, intergenerational play. Kids will get anybody moving. So you have younger people and older people working out
Mhm.
together in whatever it is, and they both benefit.
And I alluded to it earlier, the mental health. Exercise is a good mood regulator. Here comes the scientist in me. It releases endorphins in your body, serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, which is the brain's natural feel-good chemicals. They reduce anxiety, depression, stress, irritability, and cognitive fatigue.
It hits all the
Mhm.
important places. And RT taps into this beautifully with yoga flow, hiking, drumming.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah. Dance movement, swimming, mind-body programs, guided relaxation, and rhythmic exercises. Movement and mood are inseparable.
Right.
And socially, exercise is glue. People stick with movement longer when they're doing it together.
In a rec therapy, it builds environments where movement happens naturally with walking groups or fitness groups, cycling clubs, pickleball. That's one I haven't tried yet.
There's one over here in Lamont.
I got to try that.
That's not pickleball.
Yeah, there is.
Isn't it badminton?
Oh, I'm sorry, badminton.
I
Never
still
mind.
need to try the pickleball. I like tennis better, but it's still something I need to
Might as well
try.
try it, right.
Exactly. For people who might have mobility impairments, there's chair aerobics with music, aqua classes, which is much easier on the body, line dancing, team games that people can do. When people get exercise in groups, it tends to bond relationships, friendships, because you have things in common.
That's true. And isolation is a killer.
Hmm.
So I guess social exercise saves lives. Let's talk about brain health.
Let's.
Okay. Movement increases blood flow to the hippocampus, which is your memory center. So you don't have to exercise your brain. You just exercise, and it sends blood to your brain.
Sure. Well, recreational activities like dancing routines, movement pattern games, sequenced stretching, cognitive obstacle courses, yoga, tai chi, nature navigation, throw and name games, and rhythmic stepping all strengthen cognitive pathways in the brain.
One of the things we need to look at is accessibility, because that can be a huge factor. Exercise is for everybody, and this includes people with disabilities. And that's where recreation therapy adapts movement. There's, again, wheelchair aerobics, the seated tai chi, there's stretching straps, there's grip-assisted tools that people use when exercising, aquatherapy, which we talked about earlier, adaptive bicycles.
Mhm.
Exactly. We've got a few of them at work, and they're amazing. The VR movement games, which we talked about, that have rhythmic motion to music. Everyone can move. You just, need to adjust it for people with special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a recreational therapist to consult, you can always consult your healthcare provider. You can consult a physical therapist. There are lots of adaptations in videos that you can find online. So just reaching out and saying, here's what I'd like to do. What modifications can we come up with, and what ideas can we come up with to accomplish that goal? And there's always something out there. Because even like if you want to play tennis and you're not sure how to start off, you might be starting off with like balloon tennis or something.
Mm-hmm.
And safety, of course, is paramount and is important, and it matters. Movement must be appropriate for someone's age, mobility, pain levels, medical history, and balance.
Funny you say that, because recreational therapy uses just right challenges for people.
Okay.
Not too easy, but definitely not too hard. And just general, information.
Hmm.
If you're feeling dizzy or, just ease off what you're doing. If,
Hmm.
again, you feel dizzy, you have any sharp pain, any discomfort in your chest or sudden fatigue or difficulties breathing, we want folks to be involved, but your body will tell you what you can and can't do.
Right. Keep it level.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is sustainable progress, not heroics.
Right, right. Another thing too, people that have chronic illnesses will a lot of times think that they can't exercise or that exercise is not for them. But gentle rec therapy based movements can help with diabetes. It can help with heart disease, COPD, arthritis, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, post surgical recovery, chronic pain, and people who've survived cancer. So it is for everybody.
Yes, just has to be adapted. And aquatic exercise is really a game changer. Water reduces the impact by 90%. Buoyancy, it supports the joint.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in warm water, it relaxes the muscles. People can move more freely and confidently.
And I know at our local hospital, there is a warm water pool
Mhm.
specifically for that reason. And it's in the hospital gym so that people can, and they have actual, they hold classes in the warm water pool, and that can help a lot of different populations. And the pride people feel when they start moving again after months or years of, immobility, it's huge.
Yep.
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, you see confidence, independence, motivation, positive identity, and better self esteem. And that is exactly why I love doing what I do as a rec therapist. Because when you see that change
Hmm.
in someone, it's like that light switch going on, the aha moment, when they're able to, depending on their circumstances or whatever's going on, when they find something that they can do that they enjoy doing that brings them happiness,
Hmm.
it just totally changes their perspective on who they are.
Yep. Exercise is empowerment.
And so for people who maybe don't really, with the exercise, they don't like that term, what are some ideas of things that they might want to try?
Oh my goodness. The key is having fun. Like I mentioned before about, what we did in our pool and using the basketball hoop for the students to throw the basketballs. Throwing games, beanbag toss, balloon volleyball, cheer dance parties, shuffleboard, bowling, pet play, scavenger hunts, even walking to music. Get people moving without feel like it doesn't even feel like they're exercising. They're just having fun, enjoying what they like to do.
Sure. And I guess including, nostalgia, dancing to music from,
Hmm.
past decades, gardening, like returning to activities that you once liked and maybe in a different situation. If you used to garden in your backyard and now you're in an apartment, maybe using, planters or pots on the deck or using raised gardens if mobility is, limiting what
Hmm.
you can do in the ground. Raising up those gardens can help. Walking in familiar or old neighborhoods, playing sports that you used to play, or just modified sports
Hmm.
activities. Nostalgic activities can really help improve people's mental, emotional, and physical health.
Oh, totally, 100%.
Hmm.
I try to use that. Now I work with a younger population, but I've
Hmm.
also worked with older adults before, and you can just see that look
Hmm.
in their eyes when, again, you're talking about nostalgia, and they go way back into those memory banks about when they were younger and things
Hmm.
that they remember that brought them happiness. And you can tell just by that look in their eye that they are very pleased, that they are very, warm inside because of the feelings that it brings back.
And
Uh,
you don't have to have, a specific time amount? You don't have to exercise for an hour
Nope.
every day.
Nope. Research says 10 minutes a day.
Okay.
And again, don't look at a stopwatch or if you're going out and you're enjoying what you're doing, that time is going to fly by.
Right.
I think the key is just to continue movement. Try to find something you like, and time will not be a factor.
Right. And consistency beats intensity as well. So light movement beats once a week hard workout.
Yep.
So, let's give our listeners an easy, example of what you could do.
Sure.
So maybe 2 to 3 days of simple strength workout. So that could be, your strength workout doesn't have to be with weights. And it doesn't, so like you were saying, playing basketball in the pool, maybe helping someone put away groceries.
Right.
Because then you're going to be lifting and stretching and, those things will all have weight to them. Or planting things in pots, again, that'll be stretching, strength, all worked into one. So strength doesn't have to be weights. But daily walking or light cardio is vital. 2 to 3 days of balance and flexibility is also really important. Include recreational play as part of your routine. And if you can, outdoor movement whenever possible will help improve your vitamin D levels. And make sure you take precautions as far as sunscreen and make sure the weather is appropriate and that you're dressed for it.
And ironically, one thing that's not on here, but it has to do with, daily walking or light cardio or even simple strengthening, is cleaning your house. I've read before, because you get a lot of steps in, and if you're waxing or, anything like that, exactly. So you're stretching your body, and
and if you need a routine, you can come over and clean our
We'll
house.
help you, yes.
We need
We'll provide
all the
tailored-
tools. Yep.
Oh,
we're going to make house cleaning a recreational activity.
Or, go and clean someone else's house that, maybe they're having, challenges.
Exactly.
A friend or family member who's recently had an illness or something. Go over and help them clean their house, or, go and help and clean, at the animal shelter near you, or walk the dogs at the animal shelter near you, and that'll help them and you.
Good.
Right.
Good.
So call it the recreational therapy approach, is movement and joy with movement. And if you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not going to seem like work. Exercise is medicine. And when it's enjoyable, you'll stick with it for life.
That's great. And as always, please keep in mind that this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical diagnosis or treatment, and always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding this or any other questions you might have. And if you're starting a new healthcare regime, and never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you've heard in this podcast.
Till next week.